When you discovered the law of attraction, you started to believe anything was possible. Life got better, much better. Now you want more, but it's not working. That's where the Manifest It Now show comes in. If you've been waiting for someone who can teach you the practical application to manifest quicker and easier while having more, turn the volume up, because the dynamic duo, Cassie Parks and Ginny Gain, are ready to teach you how to live the law of attraction like they do. It's time to laugh and learn.
Hello, I'm here with Ginny Gain.
Hi, Cass. Oh, I'm here with Cassie Parks.
I know. I was like, oh, we didn't do that last time.
Well, this is a little different because we can see each other.
I know, right? It's so fun.
It is fun.
So if you're listening via our podcast and celebrating because we showed up, because we showed up on your podcast app, welcome. We are recording this live, so there's going to be a little more live interaction. We see each other, and you are welcome to join us live. I love it, and we're not going to do this every show. What I plan on doing, I think we talked about this, Jen, is like that we'll kind of do the show and then we'll do a little Q&A after. Yeah. But today I want to say hi to everybody. So hi, Chana. Welcome.
So
I know, right?
This feels like we're so happy to be back. I love that Manifest It Now is back and we get to be live. And this feels like another level of getting to interact with you guys and connect with you as listeners.
Absolutely. So much fun. Like when I was sending out, notices and posting things today and, connecting with people and seeing them join our group on Be Connected, it was so awesome.
Yeah. We do have a podcast topic for you today. It is the thing Cassie didn't see coming.
It is the thing Cassie didn't see coming, right?
Yeah, I'm excited for you to share about this manifesting story with our listeners.
Okay, me too. And this is take two. It was awesome the first time. It just didn't record. So here we are, but we get to have you guys live this time, which is awesome. And so the easiest way, if you want to join us live, I'm just going to say, just email me, thecassieparks@gmail.com. CASSIEPARKS. I'm sure all of our listeners know how to spell my name, but thecassieparks@gmail.com. And I will send you a link and specific instructions on how to get here and join us live, because we're going to be doing this. Like, this is how we're recording going forward. So
yes.
Super awesome.
So awesome. So before, as always, what are we going to start with, Cass? What's awesome?
What's awesome? Yeah. All right, Jen, you want to go first? What's awesome?
Okay. Well, one of the things that feels exciting right now is Lee's birthday is coming up next week, and we're taking Buttercup, our trusted, loving RV, to the Florida Keys. So I just picked her up today, and we're going to get her all outfitted and ready. And it just feels exciting to be able to get in her and go. And we're going to do some windsurfing and snorkeling and biking and reading and barbecuing and just have a great weekend. So I'm excited for that.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And what I find so interesting about Lee's birthday is that I have two other people with his birthday. It's crazy to me. Like,
I love those alignments around birthdays, especially since ours are so close,
Yes, absolutely.
What's awesome for you?
Well, so much. Specifically, they opened the pool today.
Oh my goodness. This is a big day.
It is a big day. And it's beautiful and it's sunny. So it's going to start warming up. We let Mother Nature do the beginning processes of the warming up.
The de-thawing.
The de-thawing. Although I'm sure I will be cold plunging with my kid when he gets home tomorrow.
You guys.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. So we wanted to, part of the intention for this podcast is to do a little bit of like a catch up and what's been going on. And we're going to start with something that's been unfolding for Cassie in her life in the past. Yeah. When did the thing we're going to talk about that's here, the thing that you didn't expect, when can you remember the starting of this unfolding?
I think that's the important LOA question, Jen. Like, you mean the start when I knew when it was, or like the start of that? Okay.
Like looking back, because it's so much easier to look back and put the pieces together.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, so the first time it like entered my awareness was probably like October.
Yeah. Okay,
I
cool.
think we're going to get into the other, how it connects and like how parallel paths we're working to come cross here in a little bit. But
Yes.
yeah, it came into my awareness probably in October.
And then go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, to which I was like, nah.
Oh, that's
Sort of like,
funny.
that doesn't excite me. Like, I don't know. No thanks. I don't know. Something like
This
that.
is
I
so
didn't actually say
interesting.
no thanks, but I think it's an
Yeah.
important part of the story for manifestors, right? Because we talk a lot
It
about how
wasn't an
inspiration.
instant, it wasn't an instant spark.
Yes, and everyone
Yes.
thinks it's always going to be instant. And
Yeah.
I coach people all the time. Like, even if you say no, but it's inspired and it's in alignment, it's going to come back. That's the magic, right? If you're ever unsure, like if you're ever like, "Ooh, am I forcing this or is this truly an inspired action?" Just say no or just don't do it.
I
And if
love
it
it. I
comes
have a
back,
really good story for this that involves my spouse. But we'll save that for another time. I literally said no the first time and nope, came right back around. Oh, but
I
I
feel
love this. I
you,
love
dude.
this lesson. I love that guidance, Cass. If it's, if you're not sure if it's inspired, say no. You can't miss it.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
can't. Like what like it's right, it's magnetic. What it was is designed for you when you're in alignment is gonna like it's gonna keep coming back to you.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good. So, do you want to share what do you want to share next about the evolution?
Um I don't know. Should we talk about space? Should we talk about like how should we talk about what it is? Where
I
should we go?
kind of want like even to go cuz remember when we were talking last time and you said now you can see that this was connected to like something 10 years ago, a decision you
Oh
made or
yeah.
a path you took. Yeah.
I mean I think the what I was saying, or
Mhm.
unless I'm forgetting what I said, was, I've been scripting this
Yes.
for like 10 years.
Yes.
I've been scripting. Um, I didn't necessarily, well, I didn't know it was this because this didn't exist.
Yeah.
Right. But
Wait, pause. That is so powerful because I think that we can energetically tune into this something, this experience that doesn't yet exist. But
yes,
you were a part of creating that then.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fun.
And I have lots of it. Like I collect examples of that. Like one popped into my
Mhm.
mind when you just said that. Like it was something one of my clients was doing at like the start of my business,
Yeah.
and how we got connected.
Yeah.
Um, so yay, thank you all for joining us live. It's so fun. And we're gonna do
Oh, it is.
very I know
Hi.
we're gonna and Shauna, welcome. We're gonna do
Yeah.
a very fun, we'll do Q&A at the end. If you guys want to talk, just connect, do all of that. Yeah, so you were saying, I think it is so important to understand that we can connect to an experience that does not yet exist,
And that's why it's
right?
so important to tune into the experience, but get out of the details. Yes.
Yes, because everybody gets confused, right? It's like, oh, I have to get so detailed. I have to know exactly what it looks like. No,
Mhm.
the experience includes some details, but it's more the details of your experience, not the exact details, right?
Yes. Mhm.
It's the details of, oh, I'm showing up and there's money, or I'm showing up and there's this, or I'm just having an amazing day and money's showing up in my life.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So that is super cool that you 10 years ago have been scripting this experience that you're having now. Okay, so let's share what it is and I think that will then we can work backwards a little bit. What's
perfect. So
what's the thing you didn't see coming?
the thing I didn't see coming is where you're all at if you're with us live, which is Be Connected,
Mhm.
which is an amazing social media. It's so many things together. It's an entrepreneur's dream. Like first of all, right? It is a social media platform. It is video conferencing like this, where you all can see if you're joining us live or watching a video replay. You can see the buttons on the side. Like that is, I mean, this for us, Jen. Like how many times we're like, oh, I wish we could like link to our thing in a podcast, or I wish we could do this. Like we could show up for our people like this, but it was never. We talked about this a lot last time. It was never easy.
Mhm.
This is easy because
Yeah.
again, Be Connected is the entrepreneur's dream. We can connect with all of you. We can see a chat. We can have a webinar. We can have both of our links up
Yeah.
and a link to our show page. And let's see what else. the connection generator, where you can connect with people that
Mhm.
have the same interests or do the same business or want the same things as you. What else do we do? We do the virtual platform. I know, right? Let's see. I always have to think about like the Zoom, Kajabi, what's the other? A Facebook baby, right?
Yeah.
So we combine like Facebook and which is really funny because in the beginning of my business, I started by using a Facebook group. Like that was, I had email and I had a Facebook group. And um but of course you couldn't like set up your products on Facebook and buy them, and that's coming to be connected. And so it's every entrepreneur's dream, and it's amazing.
Mhm.
And um there was just an opportunity here. There's a couple opportunities here that play really funly, of course, into
Great
my
word,
life.
Jess.
Yeah. um yeah, so I love it. This is an amazing platform. And again, it's one of those things, going back to when I said like, my friend, you all, if we've interviewed Jill Angie on this show before years ago. But if Jill was like, hey, there's this new thing, and she's like, I want to show you. And I'm like, nah, okay, send me an email. Right. But there
Yeah.
was no spark. There was no and I think if I looked back, like if I actually went and looked at the dates, which I just realized I should have done,
Mhm.
like there were other pieces moving around, right?
Yeah.
There was some things in my life being sold, some properties being sold, making this other space, like providing money and space and all of these things.
Yeah.
And so the first time she was like, I want to show you, I was like, oh, okay, send me an email. And whether it was that she didn't get it or it got lost in the spam folder, I don't know. But I never got it. And then it was like probably 2 months later, and just that hit of inspiration was like, Jill never sent me that email. I never saw that.
Oh, that is
Right?
so fun. I didn't
Isn't
think
that
I knew
fun?
that piece of where it was just popped back in.
Yeah,
When
it
you
just
were ready, like the timing was right for you. Yes.
yes. Timing was right. Everything. It was like, I should really just follow up with her on that.
Mhm.
And so, I sent her a message and said, okay. And like we got on our platform,
Yeah.
and she was like, check this out. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And what's so interesting is like her first question was, because this is for entrepreneurs. And so, Jill's very good at her job. She's like, how much is your investment in Kajabi for your business?
Hmm.
Which, by the way, Jill is the person who told me about Kajabi all these years ago.
Yes.
And yeah, we're walking through Rome, and I'm like, my emails aren't getting through. I need a better way to deliver Manifest 10K. She's like, you
Yeah.
should check out Kajabi. And but anyway, so she was, we got on, and she was just like telling me, and she's like, there's this opportunity to be a coach. And I was like, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Because it's a different type of a coach than you and I are, right? It's a
Yeah.
coach of a system and helping people get, and again, this is for entrepreneurs. I love
Yeah.
entrepreneurs, like
Yeah.
helping them get things set up, answering those questions, cheering them on, like teaching them a new system, which is
Mhm.
one of the things I love is the vision of Be Connected, and how, that CEO, and this is her idea, and her, like, she built it for entrepreneurs. And she also
Yeah.
had this amazing idea to add coaches that could help people, because she knew this is so revolutionary, because it puts so many things together that
Mhm.
it takes, like, we're not used to that. It takes a little while for our brain to understand we can have a video conferencing system and a social platform. And
Mhm.
then pretty soon, like in a couple weeks, where our coaches are beta testing it right now, you're going to be able to like sell your courses there and have that all connected. And so
Yeah.
you just have to show up to one place. Like, that's new for our brains. And she saw that, like,
Yeah.
oh, I should get some people involved and have them help out.
Yeah. And
Um,
I love what you were saying before about how she was so excited about the coaches creating success with the people using the platform. It's just win, 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 win. Like everybody succeeding is everybody succeeding.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what, the more I get in. So when I said yes, like it was a hell yes. Right. I
Yes.
didn't really think about it. It was like,
And this
yes, I
is
want to do it.
just to clarify for listeners, this is like a business venture for you versus you just using the platform and teaching
Yeah.
people to use it. Yeah, I think that's like so this Be Connected is like this really exciting business opportunity for Cass as well.
Yes, on so
Mhm.
many levels.
Yes.
So it was a business opportunity, and it was like, "Oh yeah, we'll send you people. You help them to do the system, and like, we'll pay you for that, which was
Right. You're like,
awesome.
wait, what?
Like, okay, fun. It just sounded so fun and
Yeah.
so easy and so different. It was definitely different thing than it's funny when somebody's like, I'm waiting for approval. I'm like, I don't know how you get approval.
We're also still
Yeah,
learning how to use the system.
we're still learning how to use it. Anyway, so it's just it was so in alignment with like how I would have started a business, but all of that I learned along the way. Like the most important point for a law of attraction story is when Jill was like, this is what I thought of you for. I think you would be amazing at this. And she told me what like being a coach. And I was like, yes, that sounds fun. Yes, that sounds different.
The yes was
And
clear, and it was there, and the yes was there right away when it was there.
yes,
You didn't have
just
to find it. Yeah.
I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to do any of that. Right.
Yeah. Oh, I love what Inez says.
I love it.
Timing is
Yay,
perfect.
yes, yay, I love it. Of course it is.
Of course it is.
Right? And that was the thing. I think that the timing was perfect for me. I had already been kind of exploring, like, I love my business, but I had felt, and we'll talk more about this as we get into the show, but I had felt the shift coming. I didn't know what was coming, but I had felt like something else is opening up, and we'll talk more about that and the timing. And then this, showed up, and yes, it's just amazing.
Yeah. So I know there was a lot for you to be able to make room for this to come in. There was some space holding and decisions to say no to things that opened up this space. Will you share about that process?
Yeah. So, um, what's super interesting is that, and I didn't know this when I joined. I thought this was something, I thought Be Connected had started like, I don't know, I guess when Jill told me October of 23, right? Or whatever date, it was September, October that I'm going to go look it up after this. Because now I want to know because of all the pieces that I can see more and more every day, like all the pieces coming together. But so I thought they had just started. They actually started right before the pandemic. So in early 2020, which I had this huge influx, this huge inspiration at the end of 2019 that brought a ton of new people into my coaching practice, right? I shifted things. There was an inspiration to shift things up. There was a huge influx. And then again, there was a huge influx in 21. And then it just started to decline. And for me, what that's meant in the past, it's always meant, okay, it's time to raise your prices.
Right.
That has always been my sign. Most people wait till they sell out. When I stop selling has always been my sign to raise the price. And I was like, that's not it. Like, this isn't this time. And I'm like,
interesting.
and I knew, and I made the choice. And we've talked about this. I want to dive into it too today. There was a choice. Like, I knew, I was aware enough to go, I can really go like shift things around, dive in. I can go like bring more clients in, or I can trust this space.
Yes.
I can
love
trust like the water's parting. And what's happening right now is that people aren't coming for a reason. And very often we want to give that reason a story, like, oh, I don't know, my marketing fell off for this, like whatever story we want to fill in, instead of just seeing like space is being created. I wonder what it's for.
Okay, I'm going to highlight this part of, because this happens so often and it can happen in any area of our life. Something seems to be something changes outside. In this case, the client slowed down, or it could be someone's not talking to you as much, or it could be money's not flowing in, or it could, and instead of saying something's wrong, you're just step back and you're like, oh, I can trust this space. Yeah.
Yeah. And what was so interesting after, if you just joined us, like we talked about how we lost the first version of this episode, didn't record right. But right after I coached a client about this, like this was her question. And I was like, yeah, I'm like, you have been here. It was almost her 5-year anniversary. And I said, when we're growing, we put we do fill the space with like, oh, what do I want to do and when I do this? And then as you evolve and you're using law of attraction, manifesting at a higher level, right? And being more aware, you're like, I could just trust the space.
Yeah, I
I
don't
don't
have to
have to
jump in
fill
and
it.
fix it, fill it,
Nope.
fix it, change it, try, 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 try. Yeah.
Yeah. I can just let it be.
Yes.
Um,
So that
and
takes I'm just going to highlight. What do you think that takes in you to be able to say that?
oh, a huge trust.
Yeah, in yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In myself, in what I've created. So
Yes.
if for me, it's what I know I've been creating, right?
Yeah.
That what I have been creating and pouring my energy into, and have lived. It's not like none of this has come. I've lived
Yeah.
it as well, but that my life is abundant and I'm always taken care of, and there's money, and so that
Yeah.
when it sort of slows down in one space, you're like, and it takes a lot of trust not to panic and go, well, then what am I going to do? Right? What should I do? Right?
Yes. Yes.
Which leaving that space, because even panicking is filling the space, right? It's not
Mhm.
trusting, it's not
I
holding the
love
space
it.
around that, right?
Even
Yeah.
panicking is filling the space.
Yeah. And so, I just stepped back and I trusted, and I'm like, okay. And different things happen. My partner got a different job. So there was
Mhm.
more money there. We decided, I was inspired to, I think, oh yeah, we started that after, the pool started, we rented the pool, which led to like the Airbnb, which is now our whole house being Airbnb, and so like there is other that, and that's just to fill, like I can see now, like those are things just to fill the space.
Mhm.
They're gifts from the universe, like, okay, here you go, like, so you can see it, you've trusted, here's how some more money's going to come in,
Yes.
right? Yeah. Yeah. um yeah. Is your dog
Yes.
wagging its
Sorry, I was
tail? Okay. I just wanted everyone to know what it was. Um,
she's scratching.
I love it. So, it just left that space and that trust. And but there was a while where I was like, I don't know what's happening. I don't, but it was also so perfect. There was this big wave of people and then this other big wave of people, which, I was inspired to have 5-year commitments. And so all of those people, like, it was almost also like, well, I know that energy underneath all of this is being sent out. Like, basically, like, if you want to work with me in this capacity, like, it's shifting. So show up now.
Yeah.
And so those people are here, and I'm still working with them because they're still in the middle of their 5 years, which is so amazing.
Mhm. I
Yeah.
love that you said, "I kept trusting, and I kept trusting," because I think sometimes we think, "Oh, okay, I'm trusting. Okay, where is it? Okay, nothing's here." But it's that I kept trusting the space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kept trusting, okay, like, okay,
Mhm.
everything's always working, like it's,
Mhm.
and that's, everything is always working out because I've already created the path, right? I don't
Yes.
think that was not a mantra I could have at any point in my life, but that's because I've created what I wanted, and I've poured into
Yeah.
um creating my life and had so many results based on that energy, right?
I think that's one of the things that actually helps us trust is when we are pouring our energy into the things we love and we know we want. That's
Mhm.
how we wanna live, and so, yes, manifest is important, but we love living this way and being this way and putting our energy into here, so the path becomes the goal and the joy.
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything else we wanted to highlight that we
Was there any little, like, pieces that when you were looking back, you because didn't you have to say no to something as well before you could say yes to this, before this showed up?
have to say no to? I mean, I think what I started, it kind of goes with leaving this space. Maybe
Mhm.
what else you're talking about will come to me as we talk about this. But it was realizing, like, I'm not meant to be um sort of the head coach in my business anymore, right? Like,
Yes.
along the same space was having the inspiration to train other coaches and people who've gone through my system and who
Y
want and it
yeah.
changed their life and they want to share with other people. And so, like, just realizing and oh, like that's not for me anymore. I mean, it
Yeah.
could be, right? Like I could have made the choice. So that's really what I want to emphasize is you can always make the choice.
Yes.
I could have said, "No, like, I want that," and dove back in, and I think everything would have like, lined back up. Like, I do believe that if I hadn't made the choice to leave this space, like, everything in my business would have lined up different, or I don't know. Um, Maybe I would just do the Airbnb, I don't know. But I think that we have a choice, and when we recognize it as a choice, not like, "Oh, the universe is telling me this, so I have to do that," but, like,
Yes.
the universe is giving me an option. Which option do I want to take?
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
boy, do I have some fun experiences with that lately.
I know, I'm so excited, like, we're definitely diving into Jenny's
Yeah.
story. Catch up next week.
The thing I didn't expect coming.
Yes,
Um,
which is so
but
fun.
the pieces too of like in that space, your inspirations, so to train coaches were helping getting you ready for this. But you had no
Yes.
idea of that at that
Right.
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
And that happens all the time.
it
Mhm.
does. Um, and other things where I think which wasn't a hard no, but I had this piece of property, and
Oh
Jenny
yeah.
knows, you probably heard about it, right?
The
Like,
sticky property.
and I was never inspired. Well, things just wouldn't line up. I'd get all like lined up, and then something would shift, right? Like
Mhm.
I was all ready, and then it was the middle of COVID, and like
Yeah.
lumber prices and everything like skyrocketed, and I'm like, that
Yeah.
just blows all the numbers out of the water.
Yeah.
And like just things like that would happen as soon as it was ready, or as soon as
Interesting.
I got and then someone wanted to buy it this year. And
Yeah.
I think that was also part of holding the space, because the sale took a while.
Mhm.
Um, because they were going to buy it one way, and they were trying to figure that out, but they had to, like, have an agreement with me, like, okay, yes, we can buy it, so they could do some work on some grants and things like that.
Mhm.
And then that ended up shifting. They found a different way to buy it, but all of that was also like holding that space of like, okay, this is leaving, that money's coming in.
Mhm.
And I use that money to invest and be connected and become also, um to do that, because it's something that I believe in. Oh, that's the part we haven't talked about yet.
Okay.
Is like, I always wanted also something that I could be a part of creating, like a startup that I could invest in. I could
Yeah.
invest my money in, and to be able to be at the place where I could do that. I used to just think about like these startups and hearing people, I invested in this startup, or this person did this startup and this. And I always wanted to invest in a startup, but I also wanted to be a part of growing that startup. And I
I
thought it would look
love
different,
that.
but
Yes.
yeah. Um, because I knew part of the experience, but this experience of being a coach and helping like grow and teach people and make the platform more and more successful, because the more
Mhm.
people who come on who are successful, the more successful we become. Um, I did that wasn't an option. This is a new thing as far as I know, right?
Yeah.
It's definitely new to my reality. And so, but I always wanted that. I wanted to be able to not just pour money
Mhm.
into a startup, but me into a
Actually,
startup.
actually your energy and attention and
Yes.
intention, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
and so this again, didn't see it coming. This isn't
Yeah.
what I thought. Um,
How it would look.
yes.
Yes, but it's
Yeah.
all the feels, it's all the experience, it's all those parts of that script that you wrote 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's yeah. And as it grows, all the other money parts come true too.
Yes.
So excited to tell you all those stories at the, couple years
Yes.
from now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
feels like the expansion, like the path your business has taken, like this is the expanded version of what's been coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is so fun, because I
Mhm.
think, as I was expanding and growing and pushing those boundaries and scripting a more abundant version of myself and a more
Yeah.
abundant version, you know, a lot of times the only thing I had to see how was my business, right?
Yes.
And I
Yes.
really had to practice getting out of the way of that. And
Yes.
it like, detaching from,
The
oh, this is going to
how.
look like this many
I
clients or this many things or that, right?
Yes. Oh man, that's gotten me caught up so many times, is letting go of that, what we can see as the how. Yeah.
Yes.
Or yeah, not even the how, but like the way the outcome's supposed to look. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Fun.
Anything else we want to cover today?
Nothing I can think of, but is there anything to kind of summarize like what you want? How do I want to ask this question? Like what feels most significant for you about this manifestation coming to be?
So what feels most significant?
In terms of like what you've learned along the way.
The trust,
Okay.
like the being willing, and it's like it's trust, but trust, it's like I want to call it the action of trust, but it was the inaction, right? It's the leaving the space, the trust
Yeah.
of fully leaving that space
Mhm.
and not trying to fill it. Like
Yeah.
that, I did other things that felt fun in that space, but not trying to force or fill it or um, do that so that this could come and so that there could
Yeah.
be plenty of space and plenty of energy and plenty of time to jump in and learn and then be available.
Yeah. Amazing.
Uh,
I love it. I love getting like the nuggets of like what it meant for you.
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
big. I mean, this is
Mhm.
the biggest time I think I've had to leave that space. I was thinking
Mm.
today that the closest thing to this for me is when I decided it was time to move out of the Four Seasons. And
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know where I'm going, but it's time to put in my notice. I don't know
Ooh.
where I'm going, right? Until it
Yeah.
was inspired to be like, oh, I think that might be where I'm going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turning points.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
fun.
So super fun.
Yeah.
All right. Should we I think let's leave this, and if anyone has questions, like pop them in the chat. We would love to talk about them. I'm just gonna leave this recording going. In the
Okay.
future, we might turn it into 2 episodes, but let's see what happens today.
Okay.
So if you have questions, I will read some comments as you guys are popping in questions. Chana says, love it. I can trust this space. So good. And love Inez in the alignment of talking about selling courses and membership workshop. Of course, the timing is perfect. Um,
Is
anyone else have? Go ahead.
is there is there like can people pop on audio and ask things? Is that an option or will it be at some point or
We'd have to do it a little different where we'd have
okay.
to have you on before. Like if someone, if we ever wanted to do a couple of people who wanted to come in live, and
Yeah,
if
or
that
live
sounds
coaching
good
or
to you
something?
also,
Mhm.
also pop that in the chat. Like I'd be up for that. Because we have to let them in a different way. So
Okay.
if you are in chat, you can only chat with us.
Okay.
If you are joining the show. But if it's something that you're like, yeah, I want to come on and be able to ask questions or join the conversation, let us know. We're open.
Yeah.
And I feel like I totally put it today on Facebook, like we're back because it
Yeah.
feels like we're just like, oh, yeah. And so one more thing I want to talk about, and then we'll close the show. If anyone has any questions, pop them in chat. But the other thing that we talked about, Jen, on the recording that we lost is just how we just weren't inspired to do like shows, right?
Yes.
Until now.
Yes.
Like, yeah,
And
nothing was wrong. Nothing was anything.
that's what I love. I really wanted to share about that too is so we haven't I think our last recording was posted a couple years ago.
I think I think we I think we did a series last year. Maybe
Oh.
not. I don't know.
See, we don't even know.
I only know because I've been like looking at the YouTube and like
Oh,
seeing
okay.
dates, and I've been like on our website because I needed to like put it in here. That's the only reason I
Yeah. And
know.
so our process, you guys know, is just very following inspiration. And when the energy is there, we're going to jump on it and act on it. And so when the energy wasn't there, we just didn't take action. But neither of us we never had a conversation that was like, is something wrong? Should we do something different? We never asked those questions. It wasn't there. So we didn't act on it.
Yeah. And it was just like we just didn't schedule. Like
Yeah.
we weren't like, oh, we should schedule a show.
We would just
We
get on
did.
the phone, catch up, and be like,
Yep.
okay, see you later.
Yep. And sometimes we would get on the phone, catch up, and be like, darn, we should have recorded that for a
Right.
podcast.
Right.
But again, it didn't feel easy, right? And I think
Mhm.
that's one thing we talked about, this new like using Be Connected. this feels so easy. It feels so easy to connect to all of you, like we've always wanted this. We have always wanted to have a way to connect like this and make it easier. It's just every time we kind of started down the path, like there just never felt like an easy path.
Yeah. This also feels new to me in a way that feels like more. I guess I'm just saying the same thing again, but it's not just recording an audio podcast anymore. There's like a new level of, like, we can see you or you can see us, and then there's the chat. And so it feels like a new opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So fun. I love it. All right. Well, I don't see any questions popping into chat.
Okay.
So we will probably wrap up for today, but we will be back soon.
Yes.
If you are joining us live on Be Connected today, you can either message me or you can go and find the Manifest It Now podcast group. Pop in there so you can stay up to date. You'll know when we're recording. We'll post it in there for sure. If you are listening on your podcast app, please email me at Cassie, Cassie, Parks, Parks @gmail.com. And I will get you set up with the instructions and how to join us live on Be Connected so that you can be here. And maybe questions are popping up right now that you're like, oh, I wish I was there. I would pop that in the chat. Because we would love to have that. I love it, Chana. I don't have any questions today, but I'd be down for the future. I love it.
Awesome.
Amazing. Yeah. So that is open. Thank you all for joining us live. We look forward to this deepened connection with you.
Yes.
Go be awesome! Thank you for joining us on the Manifest It Now show, where you learn how to leverage the law of attraction to manifest your dreams. Now that you're inspired, share the love and review us on iTunes. While you're there, remember to subscribe.